John McLemore was an amazing young man. He was a student body president. He was also an athlete. He played football and baseball. And after Foothill, he won to Fresno State and played football. He wasn't the biggest guy. He just played on heart and endurance and the desire to win. And I love John McLemore because he embraced and had all the qualities that you like to see in a young man. The thing about John was that was during the Vietnam War, and there was a lot of unrest in our country. People were burning their draft cards, they weren't going, they were going to Canada, they were doing all sorts of things, very controversial. And John was at Fresno State, and he was 1 unit short of taking the required class load to keep from being inducted. So they inducted him into Vietnam, and he did not choose to go to Canada or burn his draft card because he said, you know, people have paid the price for my freedom, and it's my turn now, and my government called me, and I'm gonna respond. And he did. He went to Vietnam, and very shortly after he was there, I think he was killed in combat very shortly after that. And as a result, we named the McLemore Award at Foothill High School in his honor, and we give it to the person that best exemplifies all the traits that John possessed, not only as an athlete, but as a human being. He was a wonderful man. And I had an opportunity after that because Foothill became very involved in Vietnam. We invited the Vietnam veterans to our rallies. The teachers here had them go into the classroom and talk to students. And these were men that had been spit upon and told the war was no good and everything, and had PTSD because of this. But they came to Foothill and they found a welcoming among the students who wanted to listen to them. And so the teachers, it was Mrs. Sullivan and Mr. Hopkins, decided to raise some money, and they had a little miniature wall of fame, a Vietnam wall. And they started getting donations to football games and encouraged other schools to do it. I think they raised $26,000. And one of the best assemblies we had was the day we brought back all those Vietnam veterans in their camouflaged outfits, and they marched into the gym to a standing ovation. And the mothers, Mrs. McLemore, Ruth McLemore, and Mrs. Gay McKay, who was a mother of another soldier that we had killed in Vietnam, both came in with the honor guard. And I thought, Foothill High deserves such special recognition for taking the lead in welcoming and helping Vietnam veterans and making students understand about it. And regardless of your position on the war, they made those men feel good again. And the kids were just excellent.